Hi, everybody, and thank you for returning to this channel. I know there is a lot to be said about the excerpts from Harry's book, which are now starting to see the light of day. And I know there is more to be said about the clips from his interviews. But I want to finish my recollections and narrative on the Harkle children before I get into all of that. So, Lilibet or Lilibet Diana Mountbatten Windsor. Now, there is a mystery or problem we have to date not been able to solve. The pregnancy was announced on Valentine's Day, 14th of February 2021, with a whimsical photo of Harry and Meghan sitting and lying under a tree. The photograph was allegedly taken remotely by Misan Hariman, the go-to photographer and not so expert Photoshop guru. The announcement was perfectly timed to coincide with the date on which Charles and Diana announced that she was pregnant with Harry. Now, I guess that should have already been an indication to us of how posed and Hollywood this pregnancy would be. However, it is worth noting that at the time of this announcement, going by the photo alone, Meghan looked 5 to 6 months pregnant, which, according to the announcement, was about right. All would have been cool had they stuck with the announcement and stayed private. But on the 7th of March, almost exactly 1 month to the day of the announcement, the Oprah interview aired, and we see Meghan in a black birdshit dress and then also in jeans with a white shirt in the garden and chicken coop. And not only does she go on her haunches and squat like a gymnast, but between the black dress and the white shirt, Meghan goes from being 5 months pregnant to being 8 or 9 months pregnant, even though we know the interview was done and concluded over 2 or 3 days in February. Remember when she was still only, say, about 5 months pregnant. But if only that was it, then we could all say we were mistaken or nitpicking and walked away. But no, at some point a photograph is published of Harry and Meghan on a Zoom call with a teenager through the I Have a Dream Foundation at the end of March. And even though Meghan wears a loose dress, there's absolutely no sign of Meghan's huge belly she displayed during the Oprah interview while walking in the garden and talking in the chicken coop. In May 2021, during Harry's mental health series with Oprah, Meghan again appears in a clip where she peers over Harry's shoulder while he is on a Zoom call. She wears a t-shirt with the words "Raising the Future" and black belted pants. Now, I have no proof of when this footage was taken, but I can tell you, based on the background, it was taken at their Montecito home. However, I was told that the footage of that Zoom call was taken on the 27th of February 2021, shortly after the taping of the Oprah interview, which again would have been when Meghan would have been supposedly 5 to 5.5 months pregnant. Now, please, looking at the photograph, tell me, where is the bump? So then came the supposed birth, 4th of June 2021, at the Santa Barbara Cottage Hospital, with the alleged OBGYN being Dr. Melissa Drake. Now, I have played this sound clip for you before, but I'm going to play it again.
Hi, I'm calling because I wanted to see if there was a famous birth that took place on June 4th, last Friday. You want to know about something that took place June 4th? Yes, it's about a famous birth, like Prince Harry and Meghan Markle supposedly gave birth on Friday. Huh. At this hospital. She said, huh. Good morning, Santa Barbara College Hospital. How may I direct your call? Yes, how do I contact someone for information at the hospital? I think you keep connecting me to a doctor that's on call, but she has no clue what's going on. Can you direct me to someone? Who are you calling? I'm calling about, we're calling from the news. We wanted to know if there was a famous birth that took place on June 4th, last Friday. Oh, yeah. Not many people. We have our media person. Let's see if she knows. Transfer me to the media person. The party you have called, Maria Zate, cannot be reached. You may leave a message or transfer to another extension. To leave.
The background story is the following. The 4th of June 2021 was a Friday. Okay, due to the time difference between my country and the United States, I only heard about the birth on Saturday. On Sunday, I tried calling the cottage hospital from South Africa, but I kept being disconnected. So on Sunday, someone I have corresponded with before and who lives in the United States called the cottage hospital. Yes, it was 2 days after the birth, one day after it was announced, and the receptionist knew nothing about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry having a baby at the hospital. On my friend's second try, she was put through to a doctor, which I think could have been a mistake, and she was supposed to have been put through to the maternity ward. Or perhaps a doctor just happened to pick up the phone at the maternity ward. Anyway, the doctor did not know anything about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry having a baby at the hospital either. When she tried again, she was put through to the office of the hospital's media liaison person or the media liaison person's office, where she was met with an out of office recording. Now, I guess that was because it was a Sunday, and there's nothing particularly unusual about that. Then came the saga of the birth certificate, or then the proof of life document. Now, giving Harry's first name as the Duke of Sussex, no middle name, and his last name as His Royal Highness was such an obvious clue that the document printed by TMZ was fake that it was actually laughable. But then again, what do we know? Paula M. contacted the California Department of Health, and I contacted the birth and death registrar in Santa Barbara or Los Angeles. I can't exactly remember, as both of us tried all of them at one point or another, and I'm too lazy to scroll back and find those emails and call logs. But we both got the same reply. Using titles instead of birth names would be unacceptable, particularly because those are foreign titles and not recognized legally by the United States of America. A few weeks or so later, both Paula and I paid for a copy of the birth certificate, and weeks later got our replies. Different wording, same meaning. I got could not be found. She got does not exist. I was contacted by a subscriber who told me that perhaps we applied too soon, as the state of California can take up to 6 months to update their records. Well, first, Paula and I were perplexed by the fact that we paid different amounts for the copies, but I rechecked and found that this time I was expected to pay in excess of $50 for a copy because I was outside the jurisdiction and wanted a copy emailed to me. Well, $50 is about 750 Rand in my currency, and I thought, well, I'm going to wait a bit and make sure that all records are updated before I spend that kind of money on nothing once again. Although I must admit that previously I paid a little less. Then a couple of months ago, say I can't remember exactly, about 3 months ago, one of my United States subscribers, and she's likely listening, offered to request a copy as it would be cheaper and faster for her. And guess what? More than a year after the birth, with no excuse of records not being updated, she got the exact same response. To date, none of us know for sure why this is. One, the child may legally not be named Lilibet Diana Mountbatten Windsor. That could be one reason. In other words, our search was factually incorrect. Secondly, the date of birth may not have been the 4th of June. And then thirdly, there was an adoption process taking place, as that is the only legitimate reason for an original birth certificate to be sealed in the state of California. The state of California is also one of only a handful of states which allow the surrogate to be the biological mother, and in which case the non-biological parent have to go through the adoption process. Now, do we know for sure that this is the case with Lili? No, we don't. But if someone can come up with another reason why a copy of the true birth certificate is not available to the public, I would really want to hear it. It was suggested that the child was born in a different state. Some people, and for various reasons, suggested that she was born in the state of Colorado. Now, I'm not going to go through all of that again. Others found a Mary Diana Mountbatten, and I followed up on that, but found that this person was an adult. So, as far as that aspect of Lili's birth is concerned, we are still no further than we were, say, a year ago. Then, to complicate matters, Dr. Melissa Drake suddenly closed her practice. And soon after, I heard she was being sued for malpractice. I actually went and verified this, and on the screen you can see the front pages of various court documents related to this. Unfortunately, due to my location, I cannot open the documents to get further information. According to the fee documents, the plaintiffs are Catherine Hurley and Skylar Hurley. But I did find an obituary for Mia Sky Hurley, daughter of Catherine and Skylar Hurley, born and passed away at the Santa Barbara Cottage Hospital. Unfortunately, I do not have more information on this, but it is quite clear that the parents are indeed holding Dr. Drake responsible for the death of their baby. Another coincidence, shall we say, is that Dr. Drake's husband is Dr. Daniel Reislich, a fertility specialist who had performed thousands of IVF treatments and who has a practice in Santa Barbara. And then we have the same saga as we had with Archie, of seeing pictures of Lili with blonde hair, then red hair, then dark brown hair, long hair, short hair, a tall, skinny toddler, and a short, pudgy toddler. And again, we are faced with the same issue. Unless someone grows a pair and is prepared to stand up and speak out, prepared to tell the truth, whatever it may be, there is nothing we can do. And again, both the Sussexes and the royal family know this. And again, someone knows the truth, and that fact alone poses a risk to the royal family and the king, because for as long as there are questions about the birth of Lilibet Diana Mountbatten Windsor, she does not belong in the line of succession. And yes, even if the questions can easily be answered, no one has done so yet. And legally, there should not be any question about the birth of a royal child in the line of succession. And that, my dear friends, is that. Okay, next we shall discuss the allegations and so-called truth bombs that Harry is throwing out there now in an effort to promote his book. And I hope you are wearing your body armor, because it is not pretty. And you know me, I'm not going to spare anyone anything, whether people like it or not. The truth, or getting as close to the truth as we can, is what this channel is about. Yes, in the process, I lose subscribers and the next day gain a few again. But I am not hanging around checking my numbers daily, and I handle abuse by clicking delete or block. So be strong, my friends. This is no game. So until we meet again on the next video, please take good care of yourselves. Bye.